Hello, my friends. How are you? Look, it looks like we got some sort of weird lighting thing going on here today, but sometimes around here you just get what you get. I'm not really a professional. So I came out on the last video a little bit sort of guns blazing and accusing everybody of being lazy and dumb, and I thought, you know what? This is actually a good time to have this conversation. Don't worry, nobody was arguing with me about it because I think y'all got what I was trying to say, but actually I do want to have that conversation of why I said that and why it matters that I said that. Look at me, I think what I say matters. Isn't that cute? That's adorable, and that's cute. Anyways, I truly believe, after watching the way that MAGA Trump supporters have acted for the last few years, I believe, how do I say this? I believe that they're a bunch of lazy, entitled brats. And today we're going to talk about that because that was a very rude thing that I just said now, isn't it? So we better clarify that statement. But before I do that, it's polite to say thank you to the people that help you along the way. And I noticed quite a few super thanks came in over the last couple videos, and sometimes I get excited to get into the next video and I forget to say thank you. So thank you to everybody who has sent in those super thanks. I appreciate your support to the channel. We've passed, I think, our first 40 channel members. Thank you guys also. And we are still barreling towards that 10,000 subscribers. So look, you guys are the people that make me. You watch the videos, you share the videos. I can yell into a camera all I want, but without you guys giving a fuck, none of that matters. So it's polite for me to remind myself to say thank you to you guys sometimes as we go through this. So I appreciate all the support. We will use that later as we continue to grow this channel to annoy the shit out of MAGA some more. It sounds like a good time to me. We're going to find creative, fun ways to do it, hopefully. We'll see how that goes. But let me get into the topic before I forget what the hell I even started talking about. So it is my belief that MAGA, the Trump supporters, are a bunch of lazy, entitled brats. All right? And the reason I say that is because we have to think about who Donald Trump is and what Donald Trump's message is. So first thing we need to know, we all know, but we need to understand about Donald Trump is the constant victim, right? The system is always picking on Donald Trump. Now, I heard somebody say something interesting, and I don't know it to be true, but it sounds like it made sense to me. They said that that's normally the sort of playbook of a dictator, is they will do all kinds of terrible things and then they will talk about how they've been victimized, looking for sympathy from the people, and it's sort of a mind control manipulation strategy. And we know that Donald Trump is the constant victim. I mean, he will say the most vile shit, incite violence, incite insurrections, and then he will come back and say, did you hear what they said about me on the news? They were just so mean and nasty. He did that that one press conference, I forget what it was, with the, it was black women something, I don't remember what he was doing. Remember the time where he was talking about black jobs and they were like, what are black jobs? Can you tell us that? But he was real offended at the beginning of that because they were just so mean and nasty to him. They didn't even say hi. They just jumped in and started asking him a nasty question. And they weren't asking a nasty question. They were, I don't remember the question, but they were asking a question that you should probably ask a presidential candidate, but he's the victim, right? He is constantly the victim. And the other thing with Donald Trump is he has never taken any responsibility for anything in his life. He does whatever the fuck he wants, blames everyone else, and it's everyone else's fault. That's what he does, right? So through his campaign, he spent all his time blaming marginalized groups for the problems that America faces. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? There's migrant caravans coming across the border to take your jobs. The reason you have a shitty job is because somebody else took what was rightfully yours, which when I say it that way sounds kind of fucking bad all by itself, doesn't it? Because no job is rightfully yours. You were either good enough for it or you weren't, and that's the way this kind of fucking works, right? But Donald Trump's victim mentality has obviously rubbed off on his followers, and they are all of the same mindset that it is everyone else's fault. There is no one else to blame. I mean, there is everyone else to blame is what I meant to say. And they have no responsibility for their life not going the way that they thought it should. And listen, I want to extend a little bit of an olive branch and say, I get it. Life's fucking hard. And a lot of times life doesn't go the way that we all want it to go. We're all struggling in some way or another. Look, I'm in this goddamn box all the time. 10 years I've been in this motherfucker. And I tell you, every day I get just a little bit more claustrophobic. And one day I'm going to have had a fuck enough of it. Life sucks. Life's hard. I didn't mean life sucks. That's pretty pretty emotional of me now, isn't it? But what I meant to say is life is hard sometimes. What you find out in life is that the struggles are good. They're a good thing. And I see, when I look at MAGA and Trump supporters, think about what you're doing here, right? Think about what they're doing to try to make it so they don't have to put any of the work. They're using their vote and trying to wield the power of the government to tilt the playing field in their favor because they don't have what it takes to compete with other people out there. And that's just the fucking simple facts of the matter. They don't have what it takes to compete. They don't want to step up and be better than the guy next to them, regardless of race or anything. Anything, they don't want to be better than that guy. Now, over the course of my trucking career, people have got on my ass quite a few times and said, aren't you worried about the immigrants taking your job? Never in my life have I worried about anyone taking my job. Do you know why? Well, I'm the best fucking trucker that ever lived. That's why. There is not a trucker out there that can out-truck me, and that's a fact, Jack, all right? There's nothing you can do about that. But I know that was a little bit arrogant. I'm just fucking around. But I'm good at what I do, right? But at the same time, it's not the only thing I know how to do. So if that was actually true, hell, I could just go do something else. Actually, that'd probably be preferable. You know what? I'll give you a little history on me of how I even ended up in a truck. I was working in a tech support call center, and everybody got laid off. And I think a lot of our jobs got outsourced to India. I can't say for sure. I was never mad about it because here's what actually happened. I was scared to death to be a truck driver. I wanted to do it for years, and I was scared to do it because they're really big, right? They're big vehicles, and it was terrifying. And when I got laid off, it gave me the kick in the ass I needed to go do that. So if for some reason trucking went away tomorrow, well, maybe it'd motivate me to do something else. And that's the point I'm trying to make. There's a lot of people out there that don't have the motivation to get their asses to work, to learn a skill, to outwork the guy next to them, to work harder, right? It's okay to get your ass kicked in life, right? I hope this doesn't come across as like a Rocky pep talk. You remember Rocky, the boxing movie? I hope it doesn't come off like one of those, but look, it's good to get out there and get your ass kicked by life. It's a good thing. It builds character. You're gonna get out there, you're gonna get the shit kicked out of you, and most people are going to think that's who you are. You failed at something, now you're a failure. You're a fucking loser, and you're never gonna do anything else. But you know what the part is that everybody wants to leave out of that equation? Is how the fuck you got up, and how you handled your business, and how you bounced back from the bullshit that went wrong. And I don't see that from MAGA. I don't see that fighting spirit even a little bit. I don't see them put in any effort because, look, this is anecdotal evidence, okay? But the MAGA people I know in my life, over the last 8 years, I have seen them do nothing to improve their situation. Same fucking job, same bitching and complaining that they've been doing for all these fucking years and haven't taken one single step to improve their life. Instead, they sit there and they bitch and they blame everyone else, say it's everyone else's fault for how this happened, right? And the balls on these guys. The balls on these guys. If you look different from them, and you have a better job than them, let's say you're a black woman, hypothetically, completely made up hypothetical situation, and you've worked your way up in government. You know, you started out in some law enforcement, some district attorney type shit, right? And you work your way up, all the way up in government, and they go, she's a DEI hire. Could you imagine thinking that everybody that looks different from you is a DEI hire, and you won't accept the reality that she's smarter than you, that she outworked you? It's a DEI hire. It's a cop-out is what it is. It's you making excuses for why you won't do better. It's a DEI hire. The fucking balls on these people, right? There are too many people in this country that don't have that fighting spirit anymore. Just fucking want to roll over and die, blame someone else, say it's their fault that I'm not doing better, when you got to get out there and figure it out. You got to get out there and work. And when I look at MAGA supporters, I know I sound frustrated in this video because I fucking am. But when I look at Trump supporters, I don't see any motivation to do anything except be pissed off at everyone else. That's the only motivation I see. And look, you got to get that fire in your belly. You got to find out what it is that you want to do and go after that fucking thing. Look, I'm going to tell you something. Tell you something else a little personal about me. I have an older brother. Man is talented as all get out, right? I mean, fucking, he learned to draw. He's a very good artist. He spent hours and hours sitting there learning to draw when he was a kid. And to this day, he can pick up a pencil and a piece of paper and he could draw me or anything, just this completely lifelike photographic picture from pencil anytime he wants to, right? On top of that, he got a guitar when we were kids one Christmas, right? And he sat there and he just learned to play that thing. And he spent years figuring out how to play that guitar. Now, you can put any instrument in front of him, any instrument, and he's going to play that thing, right? My brother does not have talent because talent does not exist. Now, you may be more like, things may come more naturally to you. But when people talk about talent, they're not talking about what they're leaving out. What I mean to say is the years and years of sucking at something that you put into it. Talent doesn't exist. It's a learned skill. It's something you dedicate your time to learn that skill. And it's in my family, it's kind of like this sort of running joke. Oh, he took up all the talent, I guess. He's the oldest of all of us. And he soaked up all the talent and left us all with nothing. Well, the fact of the matter is the rest of us didn't really try that fucking hard. You know, we just kind of were watching him do stuff instead of actually doing stuff. You get what I'm saying? You have to fucking try. You know, I hear that a lot too, and thank you guys, I appreciate you. People say you're a really talented YouTuber. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I have no fucking clue. I just yell at a camera. I don't know if that's a fucking talent or not. But I remember when I started doing YouTube, 2013 I started doing YouTube, and I started with Madden videos. You know Madden, the football game? Scared out of my fucking mind to get on the camera and fucking talk and all that shit. These were the most timid chicken shit videos that ever existed on the planet. I was terrified, right? And I did those and I got really good at them, right? And I did really good with that channel. And then I went off to be a trucker and I started doing trucking videos. Scared out of my fucking mind to do a trucking video because truckers are dicks and they're gonna do nothing but talk shit about me and run my ass into the ground. And they did. And they did, and I grew a trucking channel to 80,000 subscribers despite all of that, right? And there were some times where it was just too fucking much for me to listen to their bullshit. But you know what? It toughened me up because they were a bunch of fucking blowhards on the internet. And we went through everything, my friends. We went through fucking doxing, threats, harassment, you name it. We went through it, baby. We got it all done. And normally that would run a guy off. Ain't gonna run a guy like me off. Now you know what I'm going to do because I made it through that. I'm going to do the next fucking thing I'm scared of, because if I've learned anything in life, if I'm scared of it, I'm on the right track. If I'm scared of it, I'm going the right direction. And that's how I landed here. That's how I ended up here. I was scared to death to do politics. I'm going to suck so bad at this. I'm not going to be good at it at all. You get what I'm trying to tell you, MAGA? You have to work for what you want. You have to go after it. You have to suck at it before you get good at it. That's how this fucking works. Step up your game instead of blaming everyone else. What the fuck are you afraid of? What's going on with you guys? I used to watch Adventure Time with my kids years ago. You remember Adventure Time? It was a pretty good show, actually. It's a cartoon. But the dog told him one day, he said, like, the kid was bitching about sucking at something, and he said, sucking at something is the first step to becoming kind of good at something. How about that? And I want to give another example. Just a couple days ago. Now, hear me out on this. I want to walk you through my entire thought process. Somebody commented on this on one of my videos. This is a brand new channel. I'm not mad at this person. I'm just explaining my thought process, because at first this is going to sound very negative. This is a brand new channel. I'm just getting started here, right? And he commented, he said, your videos have inspired me to do sort of a stream of conscious type channel also, where I discuss what's on my mind, which is what I do. There's no scripts here or anything like that. We just kind of hope for the fucking best, and that's how I end up with a video where I start out calling everybody lazy and dumb. That's how we end up in those fucking situations, all right? And at first I was like, fuck, man. Like, I mean, it's cool that I've inspired someone, I guess, already. That was quick. And that's okay, but it's like, damn, now this guy's just saying he's going to take my idea and just run with it. I don't like that. And then I thought about it a little bit longer. And I said, this is good for me. Because what if he's really good at it? I ain't scared of that. If he's really good, then that means every time I turn this camera on, I got to bring my A game. Competition is a good word. People look at competition as a bad word, right? Oh, you got to compete with that guy. I hope he is good. I hope he makes videos that rival mine, and I go, oh fuck, I gotta do better. Because when you compete with someone, it makes you better. When you blame someone for all your life's problems and everything that's going on in the world, when those people aren't doing anything to harm you in any way, you never get better. You just make excuses for why you can't. And that is the whole point of this video. When I look at MAGA, I see a bunch of whiny, entitled brats that think they are owed something just for being here, otherwise known as a participation trophy. Guys, this used to be the other way around. I mean, I was born to the rednecks, I understand that, but I'm by definition a millennial. I'm a registered Democrat. I should be the one crying and getting participation trophies, yet I'm the one over here putting in the work on everything I want to do. What happened? Where did we get our lines crossed? What the fuck happened? I don't see them doing anything. I don't see them doing anything except bitching about everyone else. I guess you get what you get when you vote for Donald Trump. It's just the laziest cop-out I've ever seen in my life. And in closing, if you guys agree with me, if you see the laziness of MAGA that I see, maybe it's time we start running with that narrative. Remember, they've been calling us lazy and entitled for all these years while they voted to tilt the country, the policies in their favor so they didn't have to try as hard anymore. They're the real lazy ones. All right, they don't want to work. They don't want to work for anything. They want the government to take care of them. Sounds an awful lot like welfare to me. Well, I better be going. Bye now.